We're live? We're like, it's all working? All right.
Is everything recording?
You believe that your camera ops are not working?
Our chief camera officer, Chris. Producer Chris is behind the... All right.
Supacolor is the world's best heat transfer, one of our podcast sponsors. Made by screen printers for screen printers, Supacolor understands firsthand the pressures and expectations of the screen printing business. That's why they pride themselves on being super fast and super easy. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a pickle and Supacolor always comes through. We've been using them quite a bit. Their color gamut is awesome. And we use their heat transfer or their transfers on really nice garments like North Face. Experience them for yourself using promo code Printavo15 and get 15% off your order.
Supacolor the pickle. Have you heard of multicraft_daddy?
I have.
Am
a
I
couple
doing it
times.
right? You always do multicraft. Multicraft Daddy is now at 466 followers. Thank you to everybody who is shouting out Dave at Multicraft. If you need ink supplies or a daddy, Multicraft screen printing and digital supplies for over 50 years have been providing you with top brands at competitive prices. Also, mention Printavo Pod and you will receive an extra 10% off your first order.
Is Multicraft Daddy going to be at Print Hustlers?
Yes, Dave will be there so you guys can take pictures.
I'm excited. He said he's wearing New Balances socks. He's going to be in full dad garb. It's going to be great. Bruce, 1-900hotstuff.com. If you need a solution to improve efficiency and reduce costs in your art department, call GraphX or go to 1-900hotstuff.com. GraphicSource offers industry-leading outsource options for your shop by truly becoming a part of your team. They plug and play with Printavo, and when it comes to SEPs, mockups, creative, order management, embroidery, digitizing, back office admin, and customer service, there's no better company in our industry to work with. With over 30 years in the game, they really know and understand shop needs and have a proven track record of success. We just onboarded our first back office admin that's going to help us build online stores. Woo! So we got Jeannie and we got Nancy.
Jeannie
and they're like your flexible art department. So we're getting a lot busier. And so we're going to flex and get a little bit more help from them. So thanks, GraphX. Mention Printavo Pod for 50% off your first vector, SEP, or embroidery order. Bruce, have you heard of EasyWay?
Now I have.
EasyWay. Thanks, EasyWay. You shouldn't spend all day cleaning dirty screens. EasyWay's line of environmentally conscious chemicals will get the job done faster, more efficiently, and will cost you a fraction of the cost per screen. I imagine they're going to be at Print Hustlers and ISS. Thanks, Alex and the team at EasyWay. You all rock, and we appreciate you.
Woo!
Let's get to the show.
We're here. Welcome to the new Printavo Print Hustlers podcast, physically in real life, not in the metaverse. Real quick though, thank you to U.N.I.T.E Together for letting us record at their booth. So this is a really cool program called U.N.I.T.E Together. You can Google and find it. Rock helped spin it out with a bunch of other companies. Also, Print Girl Mafia, we're hanging out here too. Just having a really good time. Steven somehow made it here from Honduras.
I came back from Honduras yesterday.
Oh, wow. That's a fast
with
one.
Gildan, Comfort Colors, American Apparel, and flew back yesterday to
They
here
had 'em sewing.
through Miami. So made it through the hurricanes.
Like, flew up and over the hurricane.
Yeah.
They had him just sewing and working.
We haven't done a live episode in a long time.
But really cool, though. We are here today with Music City Creative out of Nashville, Tennessee. We've got Steven, owner, founder, CEO. Any other cool titles?
Fastest loader, probably.
Yeah, that's
Fastest?
Yeah.
Can you do 455?
My current pace is 720.
Oh, shit.
Bruce tried to load yesterday on the Rock Oval
I don't
at
always say
Maylab.
tried.
He had, so
there was
basically,
only like 2 wrinkles.
he was loading and skip pedaling. It was like load, skip pedal, load, skip pedal.
Okay.
Crushing it.
That would be me if I ever tried.
Yeah. This
They don't let me touch the press at work, to be frank, because I'm too slow.
Yeah. I mean, you're a pretty fast unloader.
Oh, yeah. I can unload with the best of them. I can flip like a shirt and throw it onto the dryer pretty quickly. So that's usually where, if I get stuck in production, that's where I am.
Yeah.
I was like, this is taking me back. Sometimes like somebody will ask, so at Steven's wedding, they had a live printing press, and they're like, we like hop on, like pull squeegee a couple times, and I pull it once,
and it almost
just
flipped
all
the press
fell
back.
off. And it's like, all right, yeah, I'm extra rusty here. But we also have Steven here today, COO of Music City Creative.
That's Jared.
Steven?
Oops,
Jared.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
We have
You're
Steven and Jared. Depending on where the mics are, maybe they got that. Maybe they got it wrong. I don't know. Or the cameras. But thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess we can jump into a little bit about where we come from. So
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so I originally got started with a nonprofit that I ran called the Change Project. We were the third largest nationwide LGBT nonprofit in the country. I needed to figure out how to fundraise. Merchandise is an ideal way to fundraise for a nonprofit. And so I taught myself how to do a manual press. Ended up moving to Nashville for an X. Still printing in a communal space. COVID kills that, right?
Sure.
No events, nowhere to print, nowhere to go do things. So we shut the nonprofit down in technically June of 2020. And then we get some PPP stuff and get some government assistance. Him and I have been friends for about, 6 months at that point?
Yeah, so Steve and I were friends for probably 6 months before COVID really kind of like set in. And I was working as a marketing director for a country club just a little bit north of Nashville, Tennessee. And Steve and I were friends, and Steven goes, hey, so I got a PPP loan. Do you want to quit your job and like work for me for a year? And I said,
I need to get this forgiveness, damn it.
I was like, this sounds very interesting. Why not? So we started working together to try to bring that brand online. And to be frank with you, it didn't really work. But what we did was we split up the brand from the print shop because we were like, well, we need to make money somehow that's not related necessarily to this brand, but doing some B2B work. And
so then Music City Creative was born.
Yeah.
Shout out to friends over at Yellowhammer Creative for kind of some name inspiration down in Birmingham. And those folks helped teach me everything I know about screen printing. And then he's like, hey, we should be on this new social media app.
So
TikTok.
because I have a marketing background, I was like, hey, like TikTok is an app that people are like jumping on.
Yeah.
And this is before like TikTok's even really a thing. But I was like reading some stuff and I was like, wow, TikTok looks really, really cool. Like, why don't we get on it? So we created an account. We had, I think, 4 followers, and I think it was me, Steven, and both of our moms originally.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And we tried a few different things. So we like threw some pasta at a wall. We tried to do like ink mixing videos and like, because honestly, like mixing ink is neat.
Guys,
yeah.
The paint guys are like guests.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we started trying to do that. And then I was like, hey, like, why don't we film like our prints while we're making them? Well, Steven was printing a Y'all Means All print and looks at me and goes, hey, I have a new way I'm thinking about doing this print. Why don't we like film this?
So we were discharging. And so the magic of a discharge on a black shirt is really visually appealing, right? We go from almost nothing to color and a literal rainbow. We were split fountain printing 6 colors through one screen, which we have mastered to figure out how to get that like super consistent.
Okay.
like,
Rainbow
how?
printing on one screen is kind of our like.
I have so many questions.
Manually. And I was at the time consulting with the Democratic Party and was like, hey, I got to go do this thing in Houston. And so I like ran by the shop, closed it up, locked it down.
And I had edited that video that I shot of Steven printing this shirt. So the shirt's print says Y'all Means All, and it's in a rainbow gradient. Okay, and
Y'all Means All. I love that.
Discharge underbase and then split
just
Johnson.
straight discharge.
Discharge and then plastisol on top.
No.
Discharge, water base, split fountain.
Period.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I edited this video in like probably 3 minutes time, found an audio that was kind of progressive and was very like touchy-feely, cutesy kind of audio.
Because business accounts can't use
Music?
trending music.
Yeah, we can't use music. We can
Yeah.
only use
Is that still
audio
a
that's
thing?
on the. Yes, it is. It's
Okay.
even worse of a thing
It's
now.
worse
But
now.
we can
Okay.
get into the TikTok specifics here in a
And
second.
by the way, you guys can check it out while you're listening to Music City Creative is the username on TikTok, of which there's some like highly viewed pinned ones, and if you keep scrolling, there's a bunch of
There's a
other
cute
like
pug.
pretty
Yeah,
highly viewed
there is a
too,
cute pug.
which
There
I
is
want
a
to
cute
get
pug.
into. Does this really drive sales?
Right.
But,
So we're almost to that part of the
Okay,
story.
right. Keep going.
We're really
and
close.
Did you have a question about how to do split fountain?
No, I got everything. Mine is blown and it's on the shelf for later.
Okay. Okay.
So
we're good.
So Steven is traveling to Houston. I am currently traveling to see my family, which is across the state.
Yeah.
And I am now 10 minutes away from my house when I get a frantic call from Steven saying, turn your car around. And I was like, what is happening? And Steven goes, we have an email saying, where can I buy that shirt? And there's 18,000 views on the video that we posted yesterday.
100 comments asking,
where can I buy the shirt?
we buy the shirt?
And this was a shirt we were
wow.
testing. It wasn't anything that we actually were
And you're on
planning
your
on
way to
selling.
Houston.
On my way to the air, in the car on the way to, in an Uber, on my way to the airport. And I call him and I go, so you need to throw this online and monitor the TikTok, right?
And I said, sure. So I monitor the TikTok while Steven is flying, and then we change out. Steven lands and then starts monitoring the TikTok as I'm driving. And then by the end of the day, we had 100,000 views, and the end of 6 days, we had
700 orders.
Yeah, 700 orders.
We made $30,000 in 4 days.
Yeah.
Of the merch.
Yeah, because what we did is we used mock-up websites and threw up that design on multiple products that we knew we could get in stock, to be frank.
And that would discharge well.
And that would discharge well.
Well, we didn't even. We made some guesses there, but yeah, I had already known that I wanted to use Soltex. I already knew their eco standards on how they produce their products. We at least knew it discharged, right? Because we made the video. Oh, man. So I sat down, I added more products. So then we emailed everybody who just bought everything and said, hey, there's hoodies and sweatshirts and tank tops.
We were we were commenting on the TikTok at the same time for the people who were like, hey, do you have this in a hoodie? Yes,
do you remember what you charged for the shirt?
$23.99.
Okay.
What should you have charged if you went back?
$23.99.
All right. Okay. Cool.
So I think when we make merch, we want it to be high quality, fulfill a set of eco standards and worker standards, the manufacturing of the garment, and then we also make sure that we are paying our workers living wages as defined by. There's a website. Hopefully, we can send you a link that helps define what a living wage is in your city, because it's different for everything.
What's the range of a living wage?
Yeah. So technically Nashville is $14.77.
Okay.
For a single person living in Nashville with a roommate.
Oh, so you categorize that and spits out a number.
So you got to think of it more. It's got to be above. So it's not minimum wage, right? Never.
Mm-hmm.
And then $15 an hour sometimes doesn't cut it. So we're at our minimum after your 90 days. $17.50 is our entry level.
Got it.
In our shop at the moment. Because
we're competing with not only other shops in the area, but we're competing with Amazon, right?
Yeah.
We're competing with Target.
I'm going off a little tangent, but is that do you have to do any other perks or anything to help bring in people?
So we
or no?
just implemented an apprenticeship program.
Okay.
And so folks are willing to start at that $15 an hour for 90 days, start learning the craft, because I think that what we do unique to a lot of other shops, we do very little to no DTF. There's no single-use plastic in our entire facility, except for the plastic that stuff gets shipped in sometimes, and we recycle.
They have those cool eco-enclosed. I seen the paper.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll hold up if it gets rains on accidentally, but
every DTF produces plastic waste.
Uh-huh.
It's a single-use plastic, so we have to think about that whenever we're using it.
And we're in a creative city, so people want to learn a creative art. And we want to make sure that screen printing stays around for a while.
So it's a 90-day program.
And are you almost all water-based?
We are all water-based.
We're entirely water-based and discharge printing only. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And that's our niche, right? So if you go through our TikTok and kind of tying it back to that, our TikTok is very transparent. It's very transparent about where we're getting our blanks from. It's very transparent about the research we've done on our blanks. We've had every one of our blanks that we use for our internal brand third-party verified on their eco standards. We put that out there on TikTok for clients, customers, all to see, because our niche is eco-friendly printing, right? It's what separates us. It's the reason why someone comes to us, and it helps tell our story on TikTok.
But and hopefully we'll be able to work together closely, but it's not necessarily about is it recycled cotton? It's is your water being recycled
in the warehouse?
So spending a week in Honduras, mind-blowing on how much they track every bit of waste, every step of the way. So Gildan has this thing called a biomass, and they are bringing in, it's like bark and like wood shavings, and they go get it from all the farmers, and that's the fuel that they use. The ash is then that they put in their boilers. The ash is used for mulch. And they were going through every single step, and that's what they said. Like, we asked about it, they're like, no, we're neutral in the way that we, and then even the dye that they use for the water, like, because they're dyeing all their garments, goes through this like biotop thing, and it was out of this world. But you don't realize how much these people could waste if they're not conscious about it.
Customers are requesting that information now,
right.
and they'll call you out on it if you're not willing to put that out there.
What do you like about Toltecs? I don't know much about them. I think this is interesting.
We were still waiting on a new report from SNS because SNS acquired TSC, which therefore acquired Toltecs. It is a low-cost garment that has a softer hand than your Gildan 5000. It's an entry level. It's definitely an entry-level garment that they've started doing better. The cotton's getting softer. This cotton's getting better. It discharges very well.
It also has a kind of a boxy feel. So if you're looking at trends in garments right now, it is that more oversized kind of feel. So when we have customers who are like, should I buy a size up, size down? No, you don't have to. You can buy true to size, and we get very minimal returns on sizing problems from our website from Toltecs. Prime example of this is when Toltecs came out with their Toltecs Premium line, and we were like, oh my gosh, this is only a few cents on the dollar more expensive to do Toltecs Premium. We threw it up on our website and changed everything, and we got more returns because they were a more retail fit.
So slender.
People want big boxy.
Yeah.
Well, people want, right, our customer online, everybody's customer online has a tendency to be a little bit bigger, a little bit, wants more room. And when we notice that we're selling more 2Xs and 3Xs and getting requests for 4Xs that don't exist at Toltecs, that 3X is really, it's a big 3X. Yeah. And when you're trying to be a queer brand, you're trying to be an inclusive brand, you want to make sure that sizes are available that isn't an extra $6 for a 4 or 5X t-shirt. And the only people making 5Xs right now is Gildan. And Bella Canvas is not in the price range to keep advocacy apparel, right? This kind of brings back to your did I charge enough money? Is I shouldn't have an advocacy-based t-shirt on my body that I had to go into debt for, or I had to spend $37 to get a shirt that says y'all means all because it says I see me on this t-shirt. And I think that's what works for us is I started a brand that out of this necessity for a not $37 t-shirt that had rainbows on it, that fit my queer Southern identity, and that's all we do now. Our internal brand is Dolly Parton focused and Reba McEntire and the good people doing good things in the world, and that's where the brand is at right now. As we continue to turn the corner into 2023, we're going to be doubling down on our icons. We're going to be double down on what pop culture has done to create good in the world, and then we're going to give back to our communities through fundraiser tees, and that's that part, our DTC, and I think that's really encapsulates all of our TikTok. It's all direct to consumer there. We don't really we get some stuff. Hey, I saw you on TikTok. It lends legitimacy to our process, but it doesn't generate B2B clients.
Are you do wholesale though too, right?
Minimal, but yeah.
Minimal. Okay, so the majority is retail.
Our majority is about 60% retail, 40% B2B.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's still significant. Do you find TikTok drives wholesale business too, or is it?
It does,
Okay.
truthfully, because it puts our brand out there in front of people that might not know about us. And that is the one thing about TikTok that is completely different from an Instagram or a Facebook, is because on Instagram and Facebook, you have to follow the people and the content you want to see.
Right, but that explore page on TikTok is
TikTok flips the script because it's delivering you content that it thinks you want to see using this insanely magical algorithm.
Please don't change it.
And so it's free advertising.
I think something that's really interesting, our marketing team has a meeting every Tuesday, and we try to share great content about how to market for 2022 a little bit. And we were looking at brands that someone shared a TikTok where it talks about there's kind of two ways to market on the internet right now. Is you can billboard your stuff and be like, this is everything we do, or you can put binoculars on your business and show this is why and how and our behind the scenes.
My argument is put binoculars on it, and the reason why is because which we've given talks on behalf of TikTok with the TikTok brand, because they've used us as like examples of how to use their business, like how to use their product for small businesses.
Wow.
And the truth is what is mundane to you might not be mundane to somebody else.
Right.
And that's kind of what we focus on.
That is a quote.
Yeah.
That's a clip.
Clip it.
What is mundane to you might not be mundane to someone else, because
that's so key. You're right.
like us, mixing ink seems boring. We do it all the time, right? Making screens seems boring. We do it all the time, but if you step outside of us as a job, that's cool to people, right? Like,
and seeing the magic of a discharge print, right?
Yeah.
Split fountain.
And
6 colors.
seeing the magic of a discharge print changing in front
people
of you.
People do love how shirts printed.
But okay, when you
All
see
time.
split fountain, it usually blows people's mind. Then when you see it discharge printed with water, like, that's double whammy. I still haven't gotten over that yet. If you haven't
It's
figured it out yet.
right, and then so the story continues, right? We continue to go viral 6 more times
After that first time,
After
yeah.
that first time.
So what is your definition of viral? Is it like more than 100,000 views?
So
or
it's
what?
not. I mean, so the TikTok algorithm on the business accounts, your views they will not tell you that they get capped, but at a certain point, they want you to pay to play.
So just to
Really?
explain
To
the
keep
system.
promoting
Yeah,
it.
so let
Okay.
me explain the system a little bit. So the way the TikTok algorithm works is that it does what's called pod sampling. So it will send your video to a pod of, let's say, 10 people. If that video performs well in that 10 people, the pod will grow to then 100 people. If it performs well, it goes to another pod, and so on and so forth, until at one point it gets to a pod where it doesn't work. And that's how, like, the virality could just literally stop in an instant.
And it does, about 6 days. It
Do they
lasts
want
for
you to
about 6
pay
days.
to push it to a bigger pod?
Not always, but I will tell you this, the return on investment on an ad spend on TikTok is going to blow your mind when compared to something like a Facebook or
So
Instagram.
it's a lot cheaper still, which eventually will grow. But for now, they're trying to attract people.
It's because
to,
they already have an algorithm built that puts the content in front of the correct person. So when you
but
spend
the newer,
ads,
the newer platforms are always like the newest ones are always cheaper,
Yeah.
and cheaper, and then eventually
That's like YouTube Reels right now, or YouTube Shorts right now, right? Like,
Well, you
they're-
take but you take the video, and then the virality died. We went viral pre TikTok ads. They didn't exist. We get hooked in with TikTok ads in their beta.
Okay.
And then now none of our virality has come from paid ads. Now we've used them. We took that video and said, "Here's some money."
and that's a secret that put a little emphasis on right there. And TikTok tells us the same thing. If you have a video go viral, put money behind it. There's nothing that,
Got it.
it is totally
to
fine.
extend that 6-day limit.
It's not
So,
even that.
yeah.
It's because, like, if you TikTok ads should look like TikToks. They should not look like traditional advertising, because you want a consumer on TikTok to be scrolling
I
and
do
have
see that
no
on
idea.
Instagram
Just
now.
making your
I
reach
get
just a little bit
confused. I'm like, wait,
wider.
who?
Yeah.
I
Oh, this
didn't follow
ad?
this
That's what
person.
you want.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly what you want to happen, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, because you're going to be more likely to be engaged with a video that looks like a TikTok,
Totally.
acts like a TikTok, and talks like a TikTok.
Also, I wore those shoes yesterday.
Kohans?
You're like,
Yeah. I'm sorry. White shoes that are like that are not from Adidas
Distracted.
are like my 10 out of 10. I know I completely took us off.
Same.
But he
These
his
are my-
shoes went up. I was like, oh, those are Cole Haans.
These are
I
my
have those.
go-tos.
I wore them yesterday.
The next level of these Kohans are the Van slip-ons, because then
Oh.
there's no laces, there's no
yeah, I
nothing.
hate. Anyway,
Okay, so put some money behind it. What about, though, I think people get stuck on the content. So clearly TikTok can drive retail sales.
Right.
But what about if I said, all right, now I want to create this video. I know I need to create something where something printing, people find that interesting. How do I create something that was a little bit better that will go
yeah,
viral? What
absolutely.
is the-
So, number one secret, you got to hook someone's attention within the first 3 to 5 seconds. That's
Okay.
the biggest tidbit I can give you.
And your videos,
So-
I saw them start with you literally pulling the ink.
so
at
for
that
us,
moment.
Correct.
And then it was an audio piece. It was the squeegee.
The squeegee squeak.
The squeegee squeak
was enough
on
to
the
keep
screen.
someone on a thing. And then the second, if you go back to our like original series of what to do when your small screen printing business goes viral on TikTok series, I said that in the first section of that 3 seconds of the video. I literally said, what to do when your small screen printing business goes viral on TikTok. And that one phrase was the hook that kept someone wanting to view. You don't have to spend very long on a video for it to quote unquote do well. I mean, if you look at our first viral video, it took me 5 minutes of editing to get that, right?
Do you get like nerdy about it and track your TikToks to their performance to be like, okay, I did that there, it worked? Like,
when you find something that works, throw the pasta at the wall. Throw the pasta at the wall. Do everything. Do mixing videos. Do screen printing videos. Do all those things. And when you find something that works,
the product page in Shopify, and then you can measure the actual conversion.
So there's a few problems. There's a few integration issues with Shopify and TikTok. So TikTok, their product page is not native like Instagram and Facebook right now.
Okay.
It's a link that takes you back to Shopify.
But you can add UTM params or something to.
There's a TikTok pixel.
Okay.
Just
but it's
like
not
Facebook
like Instagram. Instagram's pretty in line.
The TikTok platform was designed to be very similar to Instagram and Facebook. They literally took designers from Instagram and Facebook and put them on TikTok. We get some stuff that like we can't really talk about because
we're currently in so when it comes to the shopping, depending on who your account manager is with TikTok, you get access to certain things.
Got it.
And it's all in the pay-to-play side, though.
So things are coming to help make it easier for e-com.
I mean TikTok signed an agreement with Shopify to be their like official platform. Yes is the answer without giving too much away. Yeah.
We anticipate we've gotten too many invites to say that native isn't on its way. We're entering holiday, so I can't imagine that anybody's going to release anything right now that intense of a like, oh, guess what? You can now completely check out on TikTok. And it's been we're currently running an ad right now in their beta shop. So you can like run an ad and it's a shop button and it keeps you in the app. But then the final checkout piece is still in the app, but it's that browser.
It's Shopify checkout?
It's that Shopify checkout.
And how is that converting compared to like Instagram checkout? Like, are you
6 times
better?
Wow. 6 times better
because the Explore page is so powerful.
It's more
organic. I mean, again, you have an algorithm that's designed to put your content in front of people who want your content. So their ad platform is doing the same thing.
Yeah, and just to say too, for TikTok, when we talk about this Explore page.
The For You page.
For You page.
The For You page.
Yeah, sorry. I'm old now. I'm out. I'm
Instagram.
out.
Yeah.
Bruce tried to make a TikTok once of the costume change. Like
we made
Kombat.
one. Did not go viral. But they are more focused on exploring and like clips that are for you versus Instagram and Facebook is people that you're following or liking. So people who haven't used TikTok, that's the
I saw some stat or something the other day.
And that's why you infinite scroll for hours and just blow.
The doom scrolling.
Stat that said like the new generation is like searching on TikTok before Google now.
So I'll tell you a couple of stats that are about a year old now that blew our minds.
Okay.
So 1 in 3 Americans are on TikTok. That's wild when you think about it.
Partners on TikTok.
And here's
Jed?
Here's where it gets worse.
Uncle Jed?
50% of people on TikTok have bought something they saw on TikTok. So think about that. 1 in 3 Americans are on TikTok, and then 50% of those people.
Stuff.
I have bought stuff
day.
off Instagram. I just bought stuff last night. I saw this Kevin Hart ad. Bought his superfood thingy. Went to Amazon, bought it. I was like,
okay, keep going with the stats because I'm just.
I mean, that's the 2 main stats right there. I mean, 50% of people on TikTok buy something they've seen on TikTok. Okay, so why, if you sell products, why are you not on TikTok right now?
And I think for this space too, it's probably very undervalued because it's very early
we're creators,
for a lot of people.
Like it should be. Now, okay, here's a question. TikTok D2C versus B2B.
So here are my thoughts here. I think if you want to go B2B, you need to focus on your niche as a print shop.
Yep.
And then you say, this is what we can do for you. And then D2C, if you've got products, show the product off. And then just make... And right now, comedy's working the best on TikTok.
Comedy and pop culture,
You got to make it funny.
It's got to fit into what's trending on TikTok, truthfully. You have to think about that, and it will influence your decisions.
Our Colleen, who manages our TikTok, she just graduated a year ago, and she's like hilarious in her own weird way. None of us can even try to compete. we'll be like, Colleen, can you just make this funny? Be like,
We did the Celine Dion challenge we did a Valentine's Day box, and he literally popped out of a box, and we like threw confetti at him.
Yeah. As
while
I'm, like,
he was
Production. It's a
doing-
mini production.
Yeah, as I'm
yeah.
like lip syncing Celine Dion, and
And you can see our whole production shop in the
To
background.
your point, though, does it work for B2B?
so the answer is sometimes. And I say
Okay.
that because the video has to be specific to B2B, right?
Okay.
So the clients that I know we've gotten from TikTok are all clients who are eco-friendly focused, because our TikTok focuses on that eco-friendly component to our business. So we'll post those videos like, this is water-based ink, this is why it's more eco-friendly, or this is a Toltec shirt, this is why we use Toltec shirts. And the clients we've gotten from them are all like, oh, we're going with you because you're an eco shop, we care about eco-friendly standards, and that's why we selected you.
And we're transparent. We show our company culture on our TikTok. And then the biggest thing on our B2B side is, which I think that a lot of TikTokers don't do well, is if they're showing a client shirt, they're not saying where to go buy go support your client.
Yeah.
And say, hey, because if that client's going to go viral on TikTok, you going to make some money because you got to run production. So we've done.
and they're going to be happier too. Like, you're helping
Oh
them.
yeah, and they're going to come back to you.
You're like a free marketing
We just,
agency.
Oh, interesting.
we charge. So we charge if you want to put your TikTok on your shirt on our TikTok. It's $100 a post.
That's not bad. That's a smart. I mean, you're
Because there's no
valuing your real
guarantee.
estate.
Yeah.
There's no
True.
guarantee
But
that it's going to do well.
Do you ever feel like, okay, you get the D2C customer and then you start converting them to B2B over time? Like, that's your funnel, right?
So it's how we got our biggest client.
Yeah.
okay.
We do all of the merchandise for the Bluebird Cafe. We love them. They're a great client. Their merchandise person found us on TikTok.
Yep.
So there is something to be said about using your D2C, like whatever it is, to then bring those customers.
I mean, I just had a call with a client that I can't talk about a couple days ago that was like, asked me a few questions about our business to make sure that we could work with them. And she literally followed up that statement with, I'm a big fan of you. I own 7 of your t-shirts, so I love how they feel. I love how they touch, so on and so forth.
And I think the point is no one's job at a company is to order merch. It gets put on their desk.
Yep.
So, like, if you're the office manager at a firm and they're like, can you just make sure we have merch for next week's picnic? And they're like, yeah. And you just take that off their plate, like, that's exactly the same thing.
And we have the ability to show off our design work. I mean, I get clients all the time who go, that shirt that you made, we want a design similar to that shirt.
Got it.
Because they see our design abilities as well.
Okay, I have a couple, questions on TikTok. If you make a TikTok and then you upload it to Instagram, it automatically gets downplayed. Is that real?
So you just need to make sure that you save the video with audio before. So it's just the watermark. It's nothing else to do with anything else.
dumb.
It is just the watermark.
Don't have the watermark in it.
No TikTok watermarks on Instagram Reels.
Yeah.
But so if you don't make it on Reels and you upload a native video, as long as it doesn't have the watermark, you're okay?
kind of,
I
sort
mean,
of. So I'll speak to this a little bit more
should you build
specific.
the video on the platform it was intended for?
Partially.
You should
And I'll-
not
and I'll-
build a video natively on either one of those platforms.
Yes, they are not video editing
Because
platforms.
Reels doesn't let you download with music.
Correct.
Right. So two parts of this to tie in what Steven just said. Neither Reels nor TikTok are video editing platforms. That is very important. Do not use them to edit your videos. Just don't do it. It will create a lower quality video, so on and so forth. We recommend Premiere Rush if you're new to editing videos. Plus, if you have Adobe, which most of you, I'm sure you all do. Premiere Rush is the best thing, and you can do Premiere Rush right from your phone. So that's part one. Part two is when you're posting videos on either TikTok Reels or either on TikTok or on Reels, they should look like TikTok videos and they should look like Reels videos. So here's a great example of this. If you are speaking in the video, they need to be closed captioned. The closed captioning should look like TikTok closed captioning on TikTok, and they should look like Reels closed captioning on Reels. So those are different
And that's
fonts
all
and different backgrounds and so on and so forth.
Caption the video and just
On
make sure that
Premiere
they
Rush.
inside of each app.
Inside the app, yeah.
The closed captioning is an
auto button.
closed caption. Just read through it, make sure that everything is spelled correctly, and then you do have to look out for words. You can't cuss. in any of them because it reads it. It'll take the whole video down if you close caption with any cuss words in it. You got to be careful. And here's some like interesting comments. I like how we're at this U.N.I.T.E booth, but like you can't use the word queer.
Any divisive stuff will be pulled down.
Despite sometimes being an affirming word, or most of the time being an affirming word. You got to look out for those general culture words that maybe folks of color or queer people really affirm their identities. All the social media just say that's hate speech.
Yeah. And when TikTok was created, it was created originally as a very inclusive environment because the Gen Zs were the first ones onto the platform. And Gen Z is generally a more inclusive group of people. So they're the reason why we have native closed captioning in TikTok, because when they started posting videos, they closed captioned them already themselves before they even added that as a feature. So your style of video needs to be inclusive, or you'll get called right out for it on TikTok.
And then I think you had made a comment about what kind of content. You got it, everything, all the time, anything. You got to post a lot. You do got to create.
Just keep a lot of content on
Are you
TikTok.
planning it out, or are you like, what's hot today? Let's go.
Both and.
Yeah.
So we use company culture for filler content. We do fun little
trendy things that are trending on TikTok. We use that to show our company culture.
But you still gotta think about a marketing plan, and you gotta think about the flow.
So it's a channel.
Yeah,
Just
and so your email and your blog is talking to your Instagram, and it's talking to your TikToks. And
they all should have the same type of feel.
We've been talking a lot about TikTok. Does this mean you guys ignore others, or what's the spread look like from Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, blog?
I mean, TikTok is generally where we get the customer. So that's all. Top of funnel essentially is TikTok. Middle of funnel is
Instagram and Facebook.
Blog, and then email, and then bottom of funnel is trying to get that repeat customer really to come back. And we really do that more from the creating a sense of value to that customer, specifically with our email marketing system. We use Klaviyo. It is phenomenal. It's great. Best on the market.
Klaviyo rocks.
Use Farag 1.
I need a coupon code at this point.
I will tell you right now, creating a VIP list of your best buyers has changed our game when it comes to money making, because you make someone feel like they're just slightly more special, and they are going to buy a lot more from you.
So you take your top 100 customers and VIP them?
So you either ordered from us 3 times or spent more than $100.
It's
$250
$250. If you spent more than $250 with us, or you've ordered your third order with us, you become a VIP.
Got it.
And please do that. If you've not had Klaviyo, there's a whole series about creating VIPs.
To tell their customer that they're
special.
VIP.
And it's super simple. You just say, hey, you're a VIP, so you get early access to a sale, or you get a little bit of notification about what's coming in the pipeline.
This is great.
It really works.
I think this is smart.
It really works well. The reason we just hired somebody who specializes in wholesale. If you're not somebody who has any idea what wholesale, how to acquire those clients, my advice is to go hire somebody. It was the advice given to me, and we did it. Because fair is only going to take you so far, and all of those, things like that.
And don't be afraid to if you are not really a DTC business, but you do some DTC work, don't be afraid to advertise your other things that you do in those emails or in those TikToks and all that kind of stuff too. Yeah,
sure.
Every single email we send has a custom projects button right in it.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of times in the forums, people are like, should I market if I run an online store? Should I market them to B2B? It's like 100%.
Absolutely,
they're in your funnel now.
I mean, our wholesaling and our custom projects links are on our direct-to-consumer website, right? Our B2B website is completely separate, but there are links to it all over the place.
And I'll bring this back to Printavo. You take your D2C customer, you have all their data from Shopify. He ports it from there into Printavo when somebody converts, and we make notes of it. And because Printavo is such a clean, amazing customer experience. Yep.
Woo! Is that a clip? Did we clip this one?
Right. He does all my B2B work and tells me that I've seen the emails. This has been such a great customer experience because of all of the steps that Printavo creates.
Very seamless.
And it's all seamless.
Yeah.
And we have their email already because they're a D2C client.
I mean, again, I have a marketing background, and so removing the amount of clicks that you have separating between a sale and a customer means that you are going to have a much easier path forward.
For sure.
And to be completely frank, Printavo is the most beautiful of that because simple buttons, right? Click to approve the quote, click to approve the artwork, and now click to pay immediately after that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
If a
That's
shop
nice.
is listening to this and their mind is blown right now because of discharge split fountain printing, D2C TikTok,
on an auto now,
and perhaps maybe they are like looking at this as like, oh my gosh, where do I even start? What would be the 2 or 3 tips that you give a shop who might not be doing this at all?
Record everything.
Yep.
Just do it.
Just try it.
And we need to still do this. Buy a GoPro and mount it. And because it doesn't take a ton of equipment. It doesn't take a ton of money. It doesn't even take a ton of time at some points. We started with mixing ink because we thought that the guys who guessed the colors of the ink from the Lowe's paint were really cool. And
just try it. I mean,
you just gotta figure out what works.
Again, you can throw as many pieces of spaghetti at the wall as you want, and then eventually one of them is going to stick, and then just ride that wave.
I think the other thing that I heard is the Gen Z generation. Are they Gen Zs now? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's
the folks
I think
beneath
we're on N.
us, millennial Gen Z.
Yeah, Gen Z.
Nice.
We started back over on
and
A.
I heard this on
Gen
another
A.
podcast. They're the most creative our generation has ever seen.
True.
And they know how to create in such different ways.
I mean, if you have a son or a daughter that is not even old enough to technically work for you, but they are in your print shop all the time,
have them TikTok.
Have them make the TikToks.
Oh, yeah. That's the number one tip.
Yeah,
that's the tip.
And
truthfully,
and do things that also mesmerize you. We stood over. So there's a folding machine behind us right now.
Yeah.
And it is you could make TikToks of
that thing just running,
just folding T-shirts.
Yeah, you're right.
And
if you have an automated scoop coder or a CTS machine, film that. That is wild.
And then the auto. So we have a rock, so it goes up and down instead of the M and R's, and we're able to stick cameras on squeegees.
So it runs
with the print.
Just be creative, dude. Just try new stuff.
Bruce bobblehead on there.
Right.
I mean,
do you have a bobblehead?
I made 500 bobbleheads of Bruce once.
Here's a great example.
I think I need a Bruce bobblehead.
I was personally scrolling. I was personally scrolling TikTok, and I came across a screen printer who does nothing but shows design, Adobe Illustrator tips for screen printing, and that's his entire TikTok feed, right?
Yep. Just adding value.
And
education, right? So TikTok says that they're, it's comedy, it's education, and it's culture.
Yep, that's the 3 things that really kind of focus around TikTok, and you pick one of those and kind of run with it.
We'll have to do this again.
Yeah.
There's so many knowledge bombs here.
We have, and our story doesn't end there. I think that we'd love to do something around diversity and inclusion in the print space.
Ryan's recording the video right now. Of the video.
Recording the recording.
I think that if we're queer owned, you're not white, and it's a
show off what makes you unique. I mean, that's the biggest piece.
And where are y'all? Please show up. Please come out here. We want to buy stuff from queer makers and print on it. We want to buy stuff from minority-owned businesses, and we want to print on it. We want to support other businesses that are in our same vibe. Good people doing good things to change the world in a better place.
Yeah. For sure.
That's us. That's us as a whole
Music
vibe.
City Creative. Make sure to follow them on TikTok, Instagram.
And we need more Instagram followers. Music City Creative Co. on Instagram.
Great.
Steven and Jared, thank you so much for listening to Printavo's Print Hustlers podcast. Bruce from Printavo, Mr. Steven Farag out of Canvas Inc., Music City Creative. All right, we'll see you guys in the next episode.